Yeah, there were monks living there. 160 feet above the sea, there was actually an earthquake. It's like something out of Castaway. A bit drafty. There it is again. Oh, not the bread oven. Nothing to worry about, unless you're actually in prison. It's like Prince of Persia. Been stranded on this island for 6,948 days. Yeah, I should have brought a packed lunch and a cup of tea and a bottle of whiskey. The 3 essentials for life. Apparently there's 14 quadrillion. Hi, I'm Walt, and welcome to the beautiful and intriguing land of Scotland. Join me on my biggest ever road trip around the far north of England and the NC500 in my 20-year-old DIY Renault Traffic camper van. There are lots of ups and downs, twists and turns, and plenty of hidden gems are uncovered along the way as I meander into the wilderness. In this episode, I find a stone circle just outside the Cairngorms and then make my way towards Aberdeen. Then I explore the city, wander around a small cemetery, and finally head to the famous Dunnottar Castle, where I capture a walkthrough of sorts, taking in the breathtaking views and some history about the site. Tomnaverie Stone Circle is one of several stone circles unique to the northeast of Scotland in having a recumbent or flat-lying stone. Loch Naga, the prominent mountain to the southwest, is the focus of the monument. It may have been used to mark the movement of the moon throughout the year. Apparently there's several of these. And just in the background is also the Royal Observer Corps nuclear bunker. I kind of came here mainly because it was on the way to Aberdeen and it seemed like a good place to park for the night, so hopefully I won't be proved wrong. And this is a nice little summit to view. I think I'm actually just outside the Cairngorms now. I'm on the east side now, so I don't know where this path goes. So I wonder. Aberdeen has a population of just under 200,000 and the area has been host to settlements for at least 8,000 years. A little bit of pavement for you. It's situated on the east coast of Scotland, 127 miles northeast of Edinburgh. The Kirk of St Nicholas is the only parish church in Aberdeen and is locally known as Mither Kirk or Mother Church. The site has hosted a church since at least 1151, although the building today is comprised of the more recently constructed East Church. Oh, this goes on a lot further than I thought it did. Just saw it as I was walking past on the way to the art gallery. And also a West Church, some of it's over 600 years old, and which were separate congregations, according to the chap who stopped me and started me by. Yeah, there were monks living there, and then they had to close it for a while because they discovered the remains under part of the church or something, so it was like an archaeological excavation site for a bit. And there's another one by King's College, I think he said, but I've actually forgotten already. Another church where you can go inside and everything. But the thing I'm noticing about Scotland is these graves and sort of graveyards, particularly in towns and cities, much grander in some ways, or they're just taken care of a lot more. I don't know. I mean, so I haven't done Arnos Vale, I guess, in Bristol, but it's the brickwork, it's all a bit bigger. The art gallery was definitely worth a visit, although I didn't film the exhibitions because I don't think you're allowed to. I then took to the streets to continue exploring the centre of Aberdeen and stumbled upon this rather impressive footbridge. It's quite sort of upmarket, really. It's quite kind of, I suppose it's a university city, but yeah, it's quite big. After a couple of hours, I decided to hastily make my way back to the van, to go and take a look at the coastline, and also to hide from the incoming rain. all 8 pixels in full HD. I was planning on staying the night on the road next to this beach here, although it's very windy, so I decided to head back into town in search of a more suitable overnight stop point. It doesn't pick up as much light on the video, but this is my view of Aberdeen at night. It's basically just a load of tower blocks, but it looks really cool. I'm in a car park. I'm just going to see if this is any good. There is one other van here, luckily, so that does make me feel a little bit safer, but there's also the odd car sort of hanging out, which is a bit annoying, but I probably won't go to bed for a while, so hopefully it'll be fine. I'm assuming you can go in it, but it's a pretty spectacular look just from the outside, to be honest. So, I wonder how it ended up on that kind of cliff like that. It's almost like it just eroded around the castle, or maybe it was kind of like that. Oh no, it would have been like that when they built it, wouldn't it? Maybe there was a bit more to it. Dunnottar Castle is a ruined medieval fortress based 1.6 miles south of Stonehaven and sits on a rock on the east coast of Scotland. These rocks look weird, like they're all just kind of falling out. It's like, I think it's loads of pebbles in mud or something. It is perched about 160 feet above the sea and has been part of Scottish history for over 1,000 years. It is known for hosting famous historical figures such as Mary Queen of Scots. I think that's down the other side. And in the 1650s, it played a role in hiding the Scottish crown jewels from the army of Oliver Cromwell. The buildings that survived are mostly from the 15th and 16th centuries, though the site is at least early Middle Ages. It smells quite pigeony in here. I wonder why that is. Face is a bit creepy. Yeah, the skeleton looks weird as well. Lion's Den. I haven't really read any of the information yet, so I might have to dub it. The more I looked, the more of these little nooks and crannies that I kept finding. And on further inspection, there was just much more to the inside of this castle. A bit spooky. In terms of all the different rooms and buildings that I was yet to discover. I believe this to be the oldest part of the castle, and then the rest of it was kind of outbuildings, as you can see here. I was kind of just amazed by all of the moss on the inside of the walls. It reminded me of that one in Galloway that I explored. Looks like something out of Tomb Raider, this bit. Nice window seat. Yeah, this building's equally as aesthetic as the first one that I went to in Galloway, but it's a lot busier, so setting the camera up. Yeah, it definitely reminds me a little bit of Cairngorms Castle near Dumfries, with all the moss and everything on the walls. It's very aesthetic. The footage is a little bit choppy. I do apologise. I don't really know what I was thinking on the day. In hindsight, I'd go back and film it a bit better. Or I could just pretend that, alternatively, there was actually an earthquake for the entire time that I was filming. Seems plausible, right? Stables. So these are all sort of, I was going to say they were sort of outhouses or buildings, but within the village, which there's more of that over there. I imagine the main castle was probably that first bit. Well, you imagined correctly. The cemetery. I don't think there's actually much left of it. That's the chapel there, though. Let's wander inside. Well, it's still kind of outside. It's the lookout post. You can see all the windmills on the horizon, all the wind turbines. You can? Loads of them. I wonder where we're looking. I'm trying to think. The sea? Probably to Edinburgh? Or to that kind of bit of mainland? I'm not sure. Anyone else getting travel sick yet? Oh, they've actually made a room. It's a view there, right there. What's that down there? It's like an orange football or something. It's like something out of Castaway. Funny couple of days. So visit a castle. Oh, look at the ceiling of that. This is the only room that's actually been recreated, I think. The drawing room. It has a certain smell to it and a resonance to the sound, which is cool. Definitely has I don't know what I'm smelling, maybe it's the air, the wood or something. But it's got that sort of museum, old-fashioned type, musty smell. No, it's got... I wonder if they've done something, because you can almost feel like you're there. You are there. Obligatory thumbnail that probably didn't get used. It's kind of quiet all of a sudden. Everyone's gone to have their afternoon tea, I think. So British. Next stop is Edinburgh. So that would sort of really conclude my kind of clockwise tour. That's a hell of a window down there. Wait, have I done all this bit? No. I'd love to live somewhere like this. If it had a roof and stuff. Just luxuries like that. You'd feel quite secure, I'd say. It feels so like safe and sort of... Yeah, like you are in the best possible position here for intruder attack on the sea. All these lookouts and hiding places. It's kind of interesting to think about, considering that I just spent the last 5-6 weeks sort of wild camping in a van, just on the side of the road. I think you get to know the good spots, because when you first park up and you don't know it, you think, not sure, but then as soon as you kind of close the blinds and you've been there for an hour, you sort of forget about it. It's a strange sort of mental state, really. I mean, it's generally going to be fine, but it's just slightly more risky than living in a house, I guess. These views are great. Look at that. See if we can find any infinity pools. There's one really big one. Maybe at low tide. A tiny rock pool there. And there. Oh, you could get in that one. That little one down there. It looks quite deep as well. I haven't been in any of this yet, have I? Because that's the original castle down that end. And these, I thought these were all outhouses, but maybe it was all linked at one point. It's a big well there. Countess suite. Relax and entertain guests. Interpret that how you want. I wonder what that is. It's got a life ring by it. I wonder if you can swim in it. Have I been down to the cellar? Don't know which way to go now. Oh, I think you can go down. Yeah. Kitchen. I feel like we've been in the kitchen. So the water was used for drinking, turning into ale. Everyone was bloody drunk back then, weren't they? We just teleported indoors. Oh, look at that. It's always interesting to think this was here 600 years ago, full of people, whole civilization. Imagine if you were one of those people thinking like, I wonder what it'd be like in 600 years. I wonder if we'll get the internet. I wonder if any of this will still be here. I mean, I question if any of our civilization will be here in 600 years, to be honest, but... $6 years would be good, wouldn't it? Castle staff lodging chambers. A bit drafty. Could do a lick of paint. Try some double glazing. It's got a nice bit of carpet left though. I think the one on the end is mine. I don't see myself as a king or leader in those times. I'd probably be the jester, wouldn't I? Or some sort of con man. Or some sort of convict. The entertainment for the night. Play a little bit of medieval. This is my fireplace. Ready to go. I reckon my bed would go here. Probably my desk in this corner, I think. Feeling it here. And then you can kind of keep an eye on people walking in from the side. Bed by the fire. That's what you want. And then this would be the entertainment corner. Piano. Guitar. Yeah. Then you get lots of light as well. I think we're at the end of the tour here. This is the edge here. So, I don't think there's any more. Also, I thought... This just runs around the outside. Yeah. Did I go in this room? I don't think I did. Nice little bedroom. Probably more chambers for the employees, I would have thought. A lot of it's 16th and 17th century, it says, so probably lots of bits that have been added on. There's a 10-second window where the person wasn't actually gardening. I don't know how I missed the ghostly hauntings. I think that was the ghost. I missed this bit. Oh, not the bread oven. Yeah, the bread oven. This does look quite ghostly and haunting. I wonder why they called it ghostly haunting. I've just put my foot right in the middle of a big puddle. Serves me right for making a bad joke. Bloody foot. Soaking wet now. This is probably the coolest bit as well. In some ways. In other ways, it's just kind of a bit samey in that all the walls are green. The Whigs Vault. Hang on, let me... There it is again. Maybe I'll just record everyone else's reactions. How did I miss all this then? I nearly got caught in the glitch. There's like a staircase. What? Where does this go? Staircase that goes to nowhere. I'm run out of time here. Oh man. I think I've changed my mind. This is my new room. I mean, it's not new, but I always remember to look for a cellar. Did I walk underneath there then? Is that what happened? It's like Prince of Persia, or Prince of Scotland, or Prince of YouTube. It's massive, isn't it? The vault. I mean, don't want any confusion. Yeah, it doesn't sound that fun, being imprisoned in here with like 120 men. We got nothing to worry about these days, really, have we? Unless you're ill or something. Oh, I've recognised this bit now. Okay. Yeah, nothing to worry about unless you're actually in prison, obviously. You know, if you're in Africa, if it's like a third world country, I think we're probably just quite lucky in this country. The living standards are so good, even considering the people in charge. Satire. It's modern technology, I guess. Civilization develops. That's why, although there are pitfalls to modern science, ultimately, you know, global warming, weapons of mass destruction, that sort of thing, but nothing major, really. Without it, it's kind of hard to survive, really, isn't it? You have to resort to building huge great big castles just to defend a bit of land so you can live. It's kind of mad. Right, I think this is the end. I think this is my new room, the final one. I think I've changed my mind again. It's got a better view. There's actually one more room that I've missed, the thief's hole. With ensuite rubble. It's like a little prison room where you're held up for a few days for minor offences. Minor offences like making crap YouTube videos, something like that. Wonder if that's minor enough, or if that's vault material. Maybe I'll let you decide. Actually don't. That's just a cue for abuse, isn't it? Actually, it won't be. No one watches these. I don't know what I'm worried about. I always forget I'm the only one that watches them, so maybe I'll leave some negative comments about myself, just to mix it up a little bit. Bit of engagement. Let's make our way out of the castle. So that chap just hit his head on the arch, because it's really low. That's a hurt, isn't it? So, you know, come down to the beach, have a little wander, because that's still work, isn't it? Still working, putting all this content out. Thinking of some new features for my podcast series. There's definitely no plagiarism involved. It's quite nice. It's the first time I've been on the coast, about a month, where I'm not having to hold on to like a rock for dear life because there's no wind. I forgot what it's like to be able to stand up. Maybe I just need to get really heavy or something and then I won't blow over all the time. Oh god. I forgot to bring my lunch down here. I'm falling over everything. Yeah, I should have brought a packed lunch and a cup of tea. And a bottle of whiskey. You know, the three essentials for life. Maybe some milk. You know, don't want to go crazy, do we? You know, really, we're just the tea and whiskey generation. And the milk, generation chamomile tea. Not really sure what I'm talking about anymore. This is day 6,948. Been stranded on this island for 6,948 days, which means I've been here for approximately... Oh, look at this little rock ball. Go for a little swim. I was going to say, we nearly got through a video without me talking about having a cup of tea. And I forgot what the other thing was already now. Look at all these... Are they mussels? Or... I forget what you call them. It's not a scallop, is it? Some of them are probably fossils now. Ooh. Looks a bit sandy. I'm not going to swim because it's too rocky and cold and that. Yeah, it looks a bit grim actually. Oh, you'd have to have a shower after. And during. And I don't plan on doing that. Yeah, I think I talk about having cups of tea and the weather. That's kind of like my two main subjects. Yeah, I mean, I know lots about tea, obviously, because I drink, like, cups of tea. They're the only two things that I know anything about. That and the weather. Obviously, I know quite a lot about the weather because I'm in it. So it's like, I'm looking at the weather and it looks like it's not raining. And it's not blowing me over, therefore there's no wind. So that's sort of like it's like a bit of insider knowledge that if anyone wants to know how I do it. It's it takes a while to get the hang of, but you'll sort of master it eventually. Sometimes it's raining and it's like a bit more complicated. Just can't get over all these pebbles. This landscape is weird. Little birdhouse. There's more of them up there. It's all like yellow and green moss. Like it looks like it'll just roll apart and like crumble apart. I sort of hope it doesn't in a way, because then I won't die. If you're having a bit of a shit week, or a weird week, go to the beach, look at the sea and the rock pools, and just think about how many fish there are in the sea. And basically it means that I've come to the conclusion that there's loads. Are they seals down there? Or is that just... I won't zoom in because they're too small. But yeah, and also think about how many gallons of water there is in the sea. Because apparently there's 14 quadrillion, according to Carl Pilkington. Don't know if that's right or not. It's like a big wave. Next time. Looks a bit abandoned, doesn't it? We've just broken down. Fucking hell, that is hot. I've broken down again. It's got to go. Maybe it's just time to have a cup of tea and wait for this to all blow over. Making the decision to leave. I'm not even sad. This is a stupid thing. Oh Jesus, what was that? Loads of algae floating around everywhere. If you enjoyed this video, and indeed the series, then please do consider hitting the subscribe button. It'd really help me out.